Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library Guiding Ohio Online Grant. Last week we took a look at Google Lens, and it was kind of just a brief introduction. This week I'm going to touch more on all the things that Google Lens is capable of doing. And like I said, I'm just going to touch on it because there are so many things that you can do with Google Lens. We're going to look at Google Lens this week as if we are using this from a phone. So I'm going to go here to Google Lens real quick. Click here. Let's close this up. It wants me to install an extension, which I'm not going to do. But when I go to Google Lens here, you can see this is what it looks like when you do a search for Lens on your computer. And you can see that it is telling you all of the different ways that you can go about using Google Lens with your phone or a computer, either one. Like I said, this week we're going to look at it from our phone. So what I've done is I took a picture here. This is just a screenshot of my phone. And you'll notice what we're going to do is we're simply going to use Google. That's located right here. That's what the icon would look like on your phone. So we're going to use Google. And when you click on Google and open it up, what you will see is you will see your search bar here, but inside of that search bar is this camera, and that is the thing that you are looking for when it comes to using Google Lens, is this camera. So if I click on that camera, what I have done is I have on this next screenshot, I just simply notice it's handwritten. You can look at text. It can be handwritten. It can be typed text. You can actually grab even a whole insert from like a page you might have of text. And then what you'll do is you just simply take your camera and you will make sure that the information is inside of what is referred to as the crosshairs. And those are just up in the right hand, the left hand corner, the bottom right and left hand corner, and whatever's inside of there, when you click on your camera and take a picture, you want to make sure when you're using text, notice here I have these translate, text, search. I have picked text. And then what happened is I can say select all if I were going to want to take and copy and paste this text, or I can simply click on listen. And if I click on listen,
Putnam County Library.
Notice it simply reads that information to me. So again, I can say yes or no. It's useful, it's helpful. The other thing I can do is if I was somewhere that was in a different country or had text that was written obviously in a different language, I can simply click on translate and it would translate that to me. So that is what you would do when it comes to text. When it comes to images, you can do the same thing. You can take a picture of an image and again, put it inside of the crosshairs. This is what I was talking about. On the other screen, the crosshairs did not show up as well because it was a white background. Notice my crosshairs. So whatever's inside of those crosshairs. And then I simply clicked on search. Instead of text, I clicked on search. If I would have clicked on text, again, it would have read and would have interpreted what this text was. I wanted to do a search because what I wanted you to see is by doing a search then, if I click there, search, this is what I see. It comes up and down the page, I can actually see the image of the book. I can see the cost breakdown. I can click on these then, and I can actually go to these locations and I could order the book. So that is how you would use text versus images. A couple more things that you can do. Like I said, there's hundreds of different ways that you could come up with to use Google Lens. But the next one is if you have a business card. If you take a business card, you simply put it in front of your camera. Again, take the picture. what you would get is you would get the phone number and the email that's on this business card. So instead of having to type that into your phone, you would have that right there handy for you, and you can simply then either call or email, because the technology is smart enough to know that that one is a phone number and the other is an email. And then another option is street signs. So if you are somewhere, and again, the majority of areas we now have marked with Google Maps. As long as this is an area that there's been the Google Maps images created, you can actually pin your location in Google Maps. So you would able to then be able to send that to someone, the pin to someone as to where you are, or you could then from there find your directions. A couple of more things that I do not have images of that you can do in addition is if you have like tracking numbers, you can scan those and get the tracking information without having to type that in. A big one is you can solve math problems, so it can be helpful to do homework. And then one of the other options is scanning a ticket. So if you have a ticket to an event or somewhere that you're going to be attending, you can actually scan that in and it will take that and put that into your Google Calendar directly. So those are just a few of the options of additional options from last week of what you can do with Google Lens. I hope you find this information helpful. And again, just a reminder, there are always tech times available at the main branch of the library and at many of the additional branches around Putnam County. Thanks for joining us.